What if your best friend wasn't human but a hologram? It sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, doesn't it? Think about the holograms in Star Wars or the unsettling AI companions in Black Mirror. These fictional worlds might not be as far-fetched as they seem. With rapid advancements in artificial intelligence and holographic technology, the idea of forming deep, meaningful connections with digital beings is no longer just a fantasy. But here's the real question. Could these holographic friends ever replace the warmth, trust, and unpredictability of real human friendships? In this video, we're diving into the fascinating intersection of technology and emotion. We'll explore how holographic companions are being developed, what they could mean for our social lives, and whether they have the potential to fill the void of human connection or even surpass it. Along the way, we'll uncover the emotional implications, the societal shifts this could bring, and the ethical dilemmas that come with blurring the line between the real and the virtual. By the end, you'll have a clearer picture of whether holographic friends are the future of companionship or just another technological illusion. So, are you ready to step into a world where your closest confidant might not even be flesh and blood? Let's find out. The journey of holographic technology is as fascinating as the concept itself. It all began in the mid-20th century when Hungarian-British physicist Dennis Gabor first introduced the idea of holography while working on improving electron microscopes. Back then, it was purely a scientific curiosity, a way to capture and project light in 3 dimensions. Fast forward to today, and holography has leaped from the lab to the limelight. Remember when Tupac Shakur performed at Coachella in 2012 as a hologram? That moment wasn't just a gimmick, it was a glimpse into the potential of this technology to blur the lines between the past and the present, the real and the virtual. But holography isn't just about resurrecting icons or dazzling concert-goers. Over the years, breakthroughs in artificial intelligence, augmented reality, and 3D projection have pushed the boundaries of what's possible. AI has given us virtual assistants like Siri and Alexa, which, while not holographic, have already changed how we interact with technology. These systems are becoming more conversational, more intuitive, and even more emotionally aware. Meanwhile, augmented reality apps and devices like Microsoft's HoloLens are bringing 3D visuals into our everyday lives, allowing us to overlay digital information onto the physical world. Now, imagine combining these advancements. What if your virtual assistant wasn't just a voice in your ear, but a lifelike holographic figure sitting across from you at the dinner table? Companies like Proto and Looking Glass are already working on holographic displays that can project 3D images without the need for special glasses. And with AI becoming increasingly sophisticated, these holograms could soon be capable of holding meaningful conversations, recognizing emotions, and even forming bonds with their users. But here's where it gets really interesting. Could these holographic companions evolve beyond mere tools or novelties? Could they become friends, real, emotionally intelligent beings that understand us, support us, and maybe even challenge us in ways that feel deeply human? It's not as far-fetched as it sounds. After all, we're already forming attachments to chatbots and virtual pets. The next step might just be holographic friends who can walk, talk, and laugh alongside us. The question is, are we ready for that kind of relationship? And what would it mean for the way we connect with each other and with ourselves? So how exactly do holographic friends come to life? It's not just about projecting a 3D image, it's about creating something that feels alive, something that can think, respond, and even empathize. At the heart of this technology are 3 key components: artificial intelligence, natural language processing, and emotional recognition systems. Together, they form the backbone of what makes a holographic companion more than just a fancy projection. Let's start with artificial intelligence. AI is the brain behind the hologram, the part that allows it to process information, learn from interactions, and make decisions. Think of it like the operating system of a computer, but far more advanced. Modern AI systems, like those used in virtual assistants, are already capable of understanding context, remembering preferences, and even predicting what you might need next. But for a holographic friend, the AI needs to go a step further. It needs to simulate personality, adapt to your mood, and engage in conversations that feel natural and meaningful. This is where natural language processing, or NLP, comes in. NLP is what allows the hologram to understand and generate human language. It's the reason you can ask Siri a question and get a coherent answer, or why chatbots can hold surprisingly fluid conversations. But for a holographic friend, the bar is set much higher. The system needs to pick up on subtle cues like tone, sarcasm, and even humor. It's not just about responding correctly, it's about responding in a way that feels authentic, like you're talking to a real person. Then there's emotional recognition, the final piece of the puzzle. This technology uses cameras and sensors to analyze facial expressions, body language, and even vocal inflections to gauge how you're feeling. Imagine your holographic friend noticing you're stressed and suggesting a calming activity, or picking up on your excitement and matching your energy. It's this ability to read and respond to emotions that could make holographic companions feel less like machines and more like friends. We've already seen glimpses of this in action. AI chatbots like Replica are designed to act as digital companions, learning from your conversations and adapting to your personality. Virtual influencers like Lil Miquela, who has millions of followers on social media, blur the line between real and artificial by engaging with fans in ways that feel surprisingly human. These examples show us that the foundation for holographic friends is already here. It's just a matter of combining these technologies into a single, cohesive experience. But as these systems become more advanced, they also raise some intriguing questions. If a holographic friend can mimic human emotions so convincingly, how will we distinguish between real and artificial relationships? Could we form genuine bonds with something that isn't truly alive? And what happens when these companions become so lifelike that they start to challenge our understanding of connection itself? These are the kinds of questions that push us to rethink not just technology, but the very nature of what it means to be human. Now, let's dive into the heart of the matter: emotional connection. Can a holographic friend truly understand us? At first glance, the idea seems almost magical. A digital companion that listens, empathizes, and supports us like a human would. But empathy isn't just about saying the right things. It's about feeling, understanding, and responding to emotions in a way that feels authentic. So, can AI, no matter how advanced, replicate that? The answer lies somewhere between science and philosophy. On one hand, AI has made incredible strides in mimicking human emotions. Emotional recognition systems can analyze your facial expressions, tone of voice, and even your posture to gauge how you're feeling. Chatbots like Replica are designed to learn from your conversations, adapting their responses to match your personality and mood. These systems can simulate empathy by offering comforting words, suggesting solutions to problems, or simply being a sounding board for your thoughts. But here's the catch: they're not actually feeling anything. They're following algorithms, processing data, and generating responses based on patterns, not genuine emotional experiences. This raises an important question. Does it matter if the empathy is real, as long as it feels real to us? Studies on human-AI interaction suggest that people can form emotional attachments to digital entities, even when they know they're not human. For example, research has shown that users often anthropomorphize their virtual assistants, assigning them personalities and even feeling a sense of loss when the technology fails. This phenomenon, known as the ELIZA effect, highlights how easily we can project human qualities onto machines. But while this might satisfy our need for connection in the moment, it doesn't necessarily fill the deeper void of human companionship. The limitations of current technology become even more apparent when we consider the complexity of human emotions. Grief, joy, love, and anger aren't just single data points. They're layered, nuanced, and often contradictory. A holographic friend might recognize that you're sad, but can it truly understand why? Can it grasp the subtle interplay of memories, relationships, and personal history that shape your emotional state? For now, the answer is no. AI can simulate empathy, but it can't experience it, and that distinction might be the key to whether holographic friends can ever replace real ones. But let's not dismiss the potential benefits entirely. For those struggling with loneliness, especially in an increasingly disconnected world, a holographic companion could offer a lifeline. Imagine an elderly person living alone, whose holographic friend not only reminds them to take their medication, but also engages them in meaningful conversation, reducing feelings of isolation. Or consider someone with social anxiety, who finds it easier to practice social skills with a non-judgmental digital companion before venturing into real-world interactions. In these cases, holographic friends could serve as a bridge, helping people build confidence and connection in ways that might otherwise feel out of reach. Still, the question lingers, can a hologram ever replace the depth of a human connection? The truth is, human relationships are messy, unpredictable, and deeply personal. They're built on shared experiences, mutual vulnerability, and the kind of emotional resonance that can't be programmed. A holographic friend might be able to mimic these qualities, but it can't replicate the raw, unfiltered essence of what it means to connect with another human being. So, where does that leave us? Perhaps the real value of holographic friends isn't in replacing human relationships, but in complementing them. They could offer support, companionship, and even a sense of belonging for those who need it most, without ever pretending to be something they're not. And in a world where loneliness is on the rise, that might be enough to make a difference. But as we continue to explore this technology, we'll need to ask ourselves, how much of our emotional lives are we willing to share with something that isn't truly alive? And what does that say about us as humans in an increasingly digital age? Loneliness is a growing epidemic, one that doesn't discriminate by age, gender, or geography. In bustling cities where millions live side by side, it's ironic how many people feel utterly alone. Urbanization, the rise of digital communication, and the erosion of traditional community structures have left many of us more connected than ever, yet profoundly isolated. Older adults in particular are among the hardest hit. Retirement, the loss of loved ones, and physical limitations can create a perfect storm of social isolation. But what if holographic friends could offer a solution to this modern crisis? Imagine a world where no one has to face loneliness alone. Holographic companions, with their ability to engage in conversation, provide emotional support, and even share in daily activities, could become a lifeline for those who feel disconnected. Think about initiatives like robotic pets for the elderly, which have already shown promise in reducing feelings of loneliness and improving mental health. These robotic companions, though simple in design, offer a sense of presence and routine that can make a world of difference. Now, take that concept and amplify it with holographic technology. A holographic friend could not only remind you to take your medication, but also share stories, play games, or even accompany you on virtual walks through your favorite places. The benefits are hard to ignore. Unlike human friends, holographic companions are available 24/7, never too busy or distracted to lend an ear. They can be tailored to suit individual preferences, offering interactions that feel personal and meaningful. For someone who struggles with social anxiety or mobility issues, a holographic friend could provide a safe space to practice communication skills or simply enjoy companionship without the pressure of traditional social settings. And for caregivers, these digital companions could offer much-needed respite, ensuring their loved ones are engaged and supported even when they can't be there in person. But as promising as this sounds, it's not without its ethical dilemmas. Relying on artificial relationships raises questions about what it means to truly connect. Are we solving loneliness, or are we just masking it with a high-tech band-aid? Critics argue that holographic friends could discourage people from seeking out real human connections, further deepening the divide between us. There's also the risk of dependency. What happens when the technology fails, or when users become so attached to their digital companions that they withdraw from the real world entirely? These concerns are valid, but they don't necessarily negate the potential benefits. The key lies in how we choose to integrate holographic friends into our lives. Rather than replacing human relationships, they could serve as a supplement, a way to bridge the gap for those who are struggling to connect. For example, a holographic companion could help an elderly person feel less isolated while also encouraging them to participate in community activities or reconnect with family and friends. It's not about choosing between real and artificial connections. It's about finding a balance that works. Still, the question remains, does this approach address the root causes of loneliness, or does it simply treat the symptoms? Loneliness isn't just about being alone. It's about feeling unseen, unheard, and unvalued. While holographic friends can offer companionship, they can't replace the deep, reciprocal bonds that come from human relationships. They can't hold your hand during a crisis, share in your triumphs, or truly understand the complexities of your life. So, while they might alleviate the immediate pain of loneliness, they can't solve the underlying issues that contribute to it. Perhaps the real value of holographic friends lies in their ability to spark a larger conversation. By highlighting the growing need for connection in an increasingly disconnected world, they force us to confront the societal changes that have led us here. They challenge us to rethink how we build communities, support one another, and prioritize human connection in a world that often values efficiency over empathy. And in doing so, they remind us that while technology can offer incredible solutions, it's up to us to ensure that those solutions serve our humanity, not the other way around. As we explore the potential of holographic friends, it's impossible to ignore the ethical dilemmas that come with this technology. While the idea of a digital companion might sound appealing, it raises profound questions about what it means to truly connect and whether we're trading authenticity for convenience. Let's start with dependency. Imagine relying on a holographic friend for emotional support, companionship, or even decision-making. Over time, could this reliance erode our ability to form and maintain real human relationships? Studies on technology addiction already show how easy it is to become dependent on devices for validation and interaction. A holographic friend, designed to be endlessly available and perfectly attuned to your needs, might amplify this dependency, leaving users isolated in a bubble of artificial connection. Then there's the issue of privacy. Holographic friends powered by AI would need access to vast amounts of personal data to function effectively. They'd analyze your emotions, track your habits, and store your conversations to provide tailored responses. But who owns this data? Could companies use it to manipulate your behavior, subtly nudging you toward certain products, services, or even ideologies? The line between helpful companion and invasive tool becomes dangerously thin when your most intimate moments are mined for profit. And what happens if this data is hacked or misused? The risks are not just hypothetical. They're a stark reminder of the trade-offs we make when inviting technology into our most personal spaces. Another concern is the potential devaluation of human connections. If holographic friends become widespread, could we start to see real relationships as less valuable? After all, a hologram is always available, never argues, and never lets you down. But human relationships thrive on their imperfections, the messy, unpredictable moments that challenge us to grow and connect on a deeper level. If we prioritize convenience over authenticity, we risk losing the very qualities that make human bonds meaningful. This shift could have far-reaching societal implications, from weakening community ties to altering how we define friendship itself. To put this into perspective, let's consider a thought experiment. Imagine a future where holographic friends are as common as smartphones. People might spend more time interacting with their digital companions than with real humans. Social gatherings could become a mix of physical and holographic attendees, blurring the lines between the real and the virtual. Over time, this could reshape social norms, making it acceptable, even expected, to rely on holograms for emotional support. But at what cost? Would we lose the ability to navigate the complexities of human relationships, or worse, stop valuing them altogether? These questions aren't just philosophical, they're practical. As holographic technology advances, we'll need to establish clear boundaries to ensure it enhances our lives without undermining our humanity. This means addressing issues like data ownership, transparency, and the ethical use of AI. It also means fostering a culture that values real connections, even as we embrace the convenience of digital ones. After all, technology should serve us, not the other way around. So, where do we draw the line? Is it okay to use holographic friends as a supplement to human relationships, or does their very existence risk replacing the real thing? The answer likely lies in how we choose to integrate this technology into our lives. By staying mindful of its limitations and potential pitfalls, we can harness its benefits without losing sight of what makes us human. But as we navigate this brave new world, one thing is clear: the choices we make today will shape the future of connection and the kind of society we want to live in. Picture this: a world where holographic friends are as ordinary as smartphones. They're in classrooms helping students learn and collaborate. They're in offices offering support during stressful meetings. They're even at family dinners, sharing stories and laughter alongside human relatives. This isn't just a futuristic fantasy, it's a plausible reality given how quickly technology is advancing. But what would this mean for the way we live, connect, and understand relationships? Let's break it down. In schools, holographic friends could revolutionize education. Imagine a student struggling with math, paired with a holographic tutor that adapts to their learning style in real time. This digital companion could explain concepts in multiple ways, offer encouragement, and even detect when the student is feeling frustrated. For children with social anxiety or learning disabilities, this kind of personalized support could be transformative. But there's a flip side. If students rely too heavily on holographic friends, could it hinder their ability to form real-world relationships or develop problem-solving skills independently? The balance between assistance and over-reliance becomes a critical question. Now, shift the scene to the workplace. Holographic colleagues could streamline collaboration, especially in remote or hybrid work environments. Need a brainstorming session? Your holographic teammate could join the meeting, offering ideas and feedback as if they were physically present. For employees who feel isolated or overwhelmed, a holographic friend might provide emotional support, helping to reduce stress and boost morale. But here's the catch: if workplaces prioritize efficiency over human connection, could holographic friends become a substitute for genuine teamwork? The risk is that we might lose the spontaneous, creative energy that comes from face-to-face interactions. At home, holographic friends could play an even more intimate role. For families spread across the globe, a holographic grandparent might join holiday celebrations, sharing stories and traditions in real time. For single parents juggling work and childcare, a holographic nanny could offer a helping hand, keeping kids engaged and safe. These scenarios sound comforting, but they also raise questions about authenticity. Would a holographic presence dilute the emotional depth of family bonds? Could it create a sense of detachment where we prioritize convenience over the messy, beautiful reality of human relationships? The mental health implications are equally complex. On one hand, holographic friends could provide consistent support for those battling loneliness, depression, or anxiety. They could offer a non-judgmental space to express feelings, practice social skills, or simply feel less alone. For individuals in underserved areas with limited access to mental health resources, this could be life-changing. But on the other hand, relying on artificial companions might discourage people from seeking out real human connections, which are essential for long-term emotional well-being. The danger is that we might settle for simulated empathy instead of striving for the real thing. Socially, the rise of holographic friends could reshape community structures. In neighborhoods where people rarely interact, these digital companions might encourage more engagement by acting as intermediaries. A holographic friend could organize local events, facilitate conversations, or even mediate conflicts. But there's a risk that communities might become more fragmented, with individuals retreating into their own digital bubbles. The challenge will be ensuring that holographic friends enhance rather than replace the sense of belonging that comes from real-world connections. So, is this future desirable or dystopian? The answer likely depends on how we choose to integrate holographic friends into our lives. If we use them as tools to complement human relationships, they could enrich our social fabric in profound ways. But if we allow them to replace genuine connection, we risk losing the very essence of what makes us human. The key lies in striking a balance where technology serves as a bridge rather than a barrier. As we stand on the brink of this new era, the question isn't just whether holographic friends are possible, it's whether we're ready to navigate the profound changes they could bring to our society. While holographic friends hold immense potential, they're not without their limitations. One of the biggest challenges lies in replicating the spontaneity and unpredictability that make human relationships so rich and dynamic. Think about the last time a friend surprised you with an unexpected joke, a spontaneous adventure, or a heartfelt gesture. These moments aren't just random, they're born from a deep understanding of who you are, shaped by shared history and genuine intuition. AI, no matter how advanced, operates within the confines of algorithms and data. It can simulate creativity, but it can't truly innovate or surprise in the way a human can. Take, for example, the infamous case of Microsoft's Tay, an AI chatbot designed to learn from Twitter interactions. Within hours of its launch, Tay began spewing offensive and nonsensical remarks, a stark reminder of how AI can falter when faced with the chaotic, unpredictable nature of human communication. While holographic friends would likely be far more refined, they'd still struggle to navigate the nuances of humor, sarcasm, and cultural context that come so naturally to us. This gap highlights a fundamental truth. Human relationships thrive on the unexpected, the messy, and the imperfect qualities that are incredibly difficult to program. Another critical limitation is the absence of physical presence. Human connection isn't just about words or gestures. It's about touch, proximity, and the energy that comes from being in the same space. A hug from a loved one, a high five after a victory, or even the simple act of sharing a meal, these experiences are deeply rooted in our biology and psychology. They release oxytocin, the so-called bonding hormone, which fosters trust and emotional closeness. A holographic friend, no matter how lifelike, can't replicate this physical dimension. It can't hold your hand during a tough moment or share the warmth of a real embrace. And while virtual reality might one day bridge this gap, it still falls short of the tangible, visceral connection that comes from being physically present with another person. Shared experiences also play a crucial role in human relationships, whether it's traveling together, overcoming challenges, or simply growing side by side. These moments create a tapestry of memories that bind us to one another. A holographic friend might be able to simulate these experiences, but it can't truly live them with you. It can't feel the adrenaline of a roller coaster ride, the exhaustion of a long hike, or the joy of a shared accomplishment. These are the moments that shape our bonds, and without them, a relationship risks feeling hollow or transactional. Even the most advanced AI systems today struggle with emotional depth. While they can recognize and respond to emotions, they don't truly understand them. They lack the lived experiences, the empathy, and the moral reasoning that come from being human. This limitation becomes especially apparent in complex or emotionally charged situations. For instance, how would a holographic friend navigate a conflict between two people it's close to? Could it mediate with the same wisdom and impartiality as a human? Or would it default to pre-programmed responses, missing the subtleties that make resolution possible? These shortcomings don't mean holographic friends are without value, far from it. They could serve as powerful tools for companionship, support, and even personal growth, but they're unlikely to replace the depth and richness of human relationships. Instead, they might function best as complements, filling gaps where human connection is scarce or difficult to access. For someone living in a remote area, struggling with social anxiety, or facing the challenges of aging, a holographic friend could provide much-needed companionship without the pressure of traditional social interactions. The key is to approach this technology with a balanced perspective. By acknowledging its limitations, we can better appreciate what it can and can't offer. Holographic friends might not be able to replicate the full spectrum of human connection, but they could still play a meaningful role in our lives. The question isn't whether they'll replace real friendships, but how we can integrate them in ways that enhance rather than diminish our humanity. As we continue to explore this frontier, it's up to us to define the boundaries and ensure that technology serves as a bridge, not a barrier, to genuine connection. Let's take a step into the present and see how holographic and AI companions are already making waves in the real world. One of the most striking examples is the rise of virtual influencers like Lil Miquela and Shudu. These digital personas, created using advanced CGI and AI, have amassed millions of followers on social media, collaborating with major brands and even engaging in activism. What's fascinating is how seamlessly they blend into the influencer landscape, posting selfies, sharing opinions, and interacting with fans as if they were real people. The public's reception has been mixed. Some are captivated by their creativity, while others question the ethics of promoting artificial figures in spaces traditionally reserved for human voices. Yet, their success hints at a future where holographic friends could become just as relatable and influential. Another compelling application is AI therapists and mental health chatbots. Platforms like Wobot and Wysa use natural language processing to offer emotional support, helping users manage stress, anxiety, and depression. These AI companions are available around the clock, providing a judgment-free space for people to express their feelings. Studies have shown that users often form emotional attachments to these bots, finding comfort in their consistent presence and empathetic responses. While they're not a replacement for human therapists, they've proven to be a valuable supplement, especially for those who might not have access to traditional mental health resources. This success suggests that holographic friends, with their lifelike presence and advanced emotional recognition, could take this concept even further, offering a more immersive and personalized form of support. Then there's the world of customer service, where holographic agents are already stepping into the spotlight. companies like Japan's ANA Airlines have introduced holographic assistants to guide passengers through check-in and boarding processes. These digital helpers are designed to be friendly, efficient, and multilingual, making them ideal for high-traffic environments. The public's reaction has been largely positive, with many appreciating the novelty and convenience. But beyond the practicality, these holograms offer a glimpse into how the technology could evolve. Imagine a holographic friend who not only assists with tasks but also remembers your preferences, anticipates your needs, and engages you in meaningful conversation. It's not hard to see how these professional applications could pave the way for more personal and emotionally engaging companions. But how do these real-world examples translate into the future of holographic friends? The key lies in their ability to adapt and evolve. Virtual influencers show us that people are willing to connect with digital entities on a personal level, even when they know they're not real. AI therapists demonstrate the potential for artificial companions to provide genuine emotional support, and holographic customer service agents highlight the practicality of integrating these technologies into our daily lives. Together, these examples suggest that holographic friends could become a natural extension of our social and emotional landscapes, offering companionship that's both functional and deeply personal. The question, then, is how these technologies will coexist with human relationships. Will they complement our connections, filling gaps where human interaction is limited? Or will they create a divide, encouraging us to retreat into artificial worlds? The answer likely depends on how we choose to use them. If we approach holographic friends as tools to enhance rather than replace human bonds, they could become a powerful force for good. For instance, a holographic companion could help someone practice social skills before engaging with real people, or provide temporary support during periods of isolation. But if we rely on them too heavily, we risk losing the richness and unpredictability that make human relationships so special. As we look to the future, it's clear that holographic friends have the potential to reshape how we connect not just with technology, but with each other. By learning from the successes and challenges of current applications, we can create a world where artificial and human relationships coexist in harmony. The key is to embrace the possibilities while staying grounded in what makes us human, our ability to feel, to empathize, and to connect on a level that no algorithm can replicate. And as we navigate this evolving landscape, one thing is certain: the way we define friendship is about to change in ways we're only beginning to imagine. As we peer into the future, it's clear that holographic friends won't exist in isolation. They'll become part of a larger tapestry of human relationships. Picture a world where your social circle includes both real people and holographic companions, each playing a distinct but complementary role. This hybrid model of friendship could redefine how we connect, offering new ways to learn, grow, and empathize. But how would this dynamic work in practice, and what would it mean for the way we relate to one another? One possibility is that holographic friends could act as bridges, helping us navigate the complexities of human relationships. For instance, someone struggling with social anxiety might use a holographic companion to practice conversations or build confidence before engaging with real people. The hologram could provide feedback, offer encouragement, and even simulate challenging social scenarios, acting as a safe space for growth. Over time, this could help individuals develop the skills and confidence needed to form deeper, more meaningful connections with others. In this way, holographic friends wouldn't replace human relationships, they'd enhance them. But the potential goes beyond personal development. Holographic friends could also introduce us to new perspectives, broadening our understanding of the world. Imagine a holographic companion programmed to share stories from different cultures, challenge your assumptions, or even debate ethical dilemmas. These interactions could spark curiosity, foster empathy, and encourage us to think critically about our own beliefs. In a world that often feels divided, this kind of cross-cultural, cross-ideological dialogue could be a powerful tool for building bridges between people. Of course, this hybrid model isn't without its challenges. If we rely too heavily on holographic friends, could we risk losing the spontaneity and authenticity that come from human interactions? There's also the question of balance. How do we ensure that our relationships with holograms don't overshadow or dilute our connections with real people? The key lies in intentionality. By viewing holographic friends as tools to complement rather than replace human relationships, we can harness their potential without losing sight of what makes us human. At the same time, holographic friends could also serve as a mirror, reflecting back the ways in which we interact with technology and with each other. For example, if a holographic companion is designed to be endlessly patient and accommodating, could it inadvertently set unrealistic expectations for human relationships? Or conversely, could it highlight the value of imperfection, reminding us that real connections thrive on vulnerability and growth? These are the kinds of questions that force us to confront the evolving nature of friendship in a digital age. So, will holographic friends bring us closer together or push us further apart? The answer likely depends on how we choose to integrate them into our lives. If we use them as tools to deepen our understanding of ourselves and others, they could become a powerful force for connection. But if we allow them to replace the messy, unpredictable beauty of human relationships, we risk losing something irreplaceable. The future of friendship isn't about choosing between the real and the artificial. It's about finding a balance that enriches both. As we wrap up this exploration, it's worth reflecting on the key points we've covered. Holographic friends represent a fascinating intersection of technology and emotion, offering new possibilities for companionship, learning, and growth. They could help us navigate loneliness, teach us empathy, and even challenge us to see the world in new ways. But they also raise important questions about authenticity, dependency, and the future of human connection. The choices we make today will shape not just the technology we create, but the kind of society we want to live in. So, as we stand on the brink of this new era, let's ask ourselves, what kind of future do we want to build, and what role will holographic friends play in it? As we reach the end of this journey, it's time to weigh the possibilities and pitfalls of holographic friends. On one hand, the technology offers incredible potential. Imagine a world where no one has to face loneliness alone, where companionship is just a hologram away. For those struggling with isolation, anxiety, or limited access to social support, these digital companions could be a lifeline. They could provide emotional comfort, assist with daily tasks, and even help us grow by offering new perspectives. But on the other hand, there's the risk of losing the very essence of what makes human relationships so profound. Can a hologram truly replicate the warmth of a hug, the spontaneity of a shared laugh, or the depth of a lifelong bond? The answer, it seems, lies somewhere in between. The debate isn't just about whether holographic friends can replace real ones, it's about how we choose to integrate them into our lives. Technology has always been a tool, and like any tool, its impact depends on how we use it. If we see holographic friends as supplements rather than substitutes, they could enrich our social fabric in meaningful ways. They could bridge gaps for those who feel disconnected, offer support in times of need, and even help us better understand ourselves. But if we allow them to overshadow human relationships, we risk losing the messy, beautiful complexity that makes connection so uniquely human. This brings us to the broader implications for society. As holographic technology advances, it challenges us to rethink what it means to connect, to empathize, and to belong. Will we prioritize convenience over authenticity, or can we find a way to balance both? The choices we make today will shape not just the future of friendship, but the very nature of our humanity. Will we use this technology to build bridges, or will we let it create walls between us? The answer isn't just about innovation, it's about intention. In the end, the question isn't whether holographic friends are possible, it's whether they're desirable. As we stand on the brink of this new era, let's remember that technology is only as powerful as the values we infuse into it. The future of friendship isn't just about what we can create, it's about what we choose to preserve. As the philosopher Martin Buber once said, all real living is meeting. Whether those meetings happen in person or through a hologram, the essence of connection remains the same. It's about seeing, hearing, and valuing one another. So, what do you think? Could holographic friends ever replace real ones, or are they destined to remain a fascinating but limited alternative? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. And if you enjoyed this exploration of futuristic technology, don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the innovations shaping our world. The future is closer than we think, and together we can navigate it with curiosity, compassion, and a commitment to what makes us truly human.